Hello all. So, one of the reasons I do this video is because I feel that humans aren't going to make it much further. Maybe another 50, 60 years, maybe 100 years if they're lucky. I kind of doubt that. But in the situation we're in now, we're in dire trouble. We have bad leadership, we have uneducated people, and we're going the wrong direction. There's an actual movement called the Flat Earthers that are gaining momentum and have a huge following now. The Flat Earth Society. So why are people converting backwards when we should be going forwards? So back in 1964, an astronomer came up with a way of figuring out what humans can turn into or will turn into, regardless of what they do, because it's human nature to continue on making new and improved situations from past. So we educate ourselves and we move forward in a positive manner. Now, back in '64, there was a scale called the Kardashev scale, which is talking about what type of society humans are, whether they're a zero-type society, which is what we are here on this earth, then there's a one-type society, a two-type society, and a three-type. The scale has been modernized up to 5 types, maybe even 6. So this is one of the reasons I think it's so important to get a handle on what's going on, because the future has so much to offer humans. An unbelievable amount of advances waiting for us if we would just go the directions of forward. War is backwards. You're putting money into something that will serve nobody any purpose other than the military-industrial complex, which only serves a few. It does not serve the many. It takes people's children and destroys them. So we could, in 100 years, become a one-type society. What is that? A one-type society has control of the entire planet, the volcanoes, the weather, the oceans, the earthquakes, and of course our energy is renewable and continuous. Now as we go up in societies, we will use energy because everything exists because of energy. Energy is the engine that causes progress or non-progress. You can go either backwards or forwards and use energy. If we use it going forwards, we could become a type 1 society. Our children could actually live in a one-type society. What is it? And electronically, we're already becoming a one-type society with our mobile phones and our high-tech this and our satellites and our communications. The internet is definitely a one-type society. But are we going to make it there? Could we even possibly turn around this bus from destroying itself and become a one-type society? Not under Trump or not. It would take an honest science mathematician type president that's interested in science to do this. So how is it determined what society is what? Well, it's determined by the energy that humans' civilization has access to and the amount of knowledge that they put in their head. Now, type 2 society is basically Star Trek. If anybody watches Star Trek, that's a type 2 society. So a type 3 society would be Star Wars. A type 4 society, well, we don't really know. But we know that type 5 and 6 are deities. Spiritual, floating around, can do anything they want, control the entire universe. There are several good reasons why humans should try and get through war, pestilence, starvation, pollution, and all this stuff and work towards a complete one-type society so that we can move on to being a 2-type and then eventually a 3-type in several, maybe a million years or so. But we have to do it all within a time scale that our planet can give us the energy we want and need to make it that far. And if we use our energy and our knowledge for things like murder and killing and war and lying and cheating and hating on each other, dividing each other by skin color or by height or by hair color, it doesn't matter. That's all a waste of time and a waste of good quality energy. We have the knowledge to become a 1-type, 2-type society. Will we make it? Let's go over the board and find out whether we have discovered any 1 or 2-type societies yet. So a Dyson sphere is around a star, and what it is, it's a collection of tools that draw all the energy from a star's output. So if that makes sense, let's say that you had a spigot of water, right? It was here and it was flowing out here, and if you were to collect all of that water, that would be called the Dyson sphere. So all you're doing is all the energy that's running from the stars collected and turned into energy. And why is that important? Well, to get up to type 1, type 2, and type 3, you need a lot of energy. You're going to be transforming huge amounts of power to different tools to do the bidding of humans. Going to a type 1, type 2, and type 3 civilization, in theory, is a natural course for all living things. They try to increase their abilities to improve life for each life form. And going from a 0 type to a 1 type society is going to demand a huge quantity of energy, far more than oil, gas, or conventional methods of collecting energy is now. Unfortunately, the whole question is, will we make it to a 1 type society? And how come we don't see but this one star out in space that seems to be funny? There are many reasons why scientists are doubting that this is a Dyson sphere. Let's go back over the board and I'll show you why. One theory is that there are meteorites, or a meteor that is broken up into many sections. So here's the main meteor speeding in this direction, and it may have a whole bunch of little meteors that are cutting across the star this way, and that this whole trail is moving across the star, and every now and then this batch of rocks and dust has a big void in it right here, allowing the star to brighten up again, and then the next batch comes and it dims down the star. Scientists have seen this happen 3 times. That's just one theory that might explain what's happening. Another theory is this. The star is here. Whoops, my pen is running out. Another bad pen. And that there is a meteorite or a planet out here in space that is moving in this direction towards the star, and every now and then gets in the way of the star and then moves back as it's moving this way. It may have a wobble or something causing it to come in and out as it gets closer and closer to this star. This could be hundreds of light years away from this star, and that's why it's taking so long. That's just another theory. So, astronomers, including SETI and NASA, are saying that they're holding out about a 1% chance that this may be a Dyson sphere, a 1 or 2 type society, since Dyson spheres takes a 2 type society. I constantly am updating myself on this story, and so far there hasn't been any more dimming, but they need more time, and unfortunately a lot of these space telescopes and all are getting old, and we may have to wait quite a while to get anything new on this information. You see those things, they like to mess with your hair and stuff. Those red eye, something else. They come from the dark internet. All kind of fits in with the Tabby star thing. So, that's where we are at today. I will continue to watch this and see if it gets any more interesting or any new news comes out, as astronomers from all over the world, both amateur and professional, are now watching the Tabby star event, which could be the sign of the first sign that there's other intelligence out in space other than ourselves. But it's interesting that that scientists have only found one star that's a possible Dyson sphere. You would think with billions of years of time going by, there'd be Dyson spheres all over the place, and that we'd find ships and the Borg and aliens of all kinds, Klingons, Romulans, Vulcans. They're all out there. We just haven't found them yet because we're still a type 0 civilization. Have a long way to go, but scientists are saying in another 100 years we will be, if we're still around, we will be a type 1 society, which has complete control of the planet Earth, its oceans, its weather, earthquakes, and volcanoes. That's how advanced a type 1 is, and this scale goes all the way up to type 5, which is floating cloud beings and spiritual things that float around in space and everywhere else. So I'll keep you guys updated on this, and it's a bit of excitement, but with the way humans are acting now, we're actually going backwards. We're going the wrong way to get to a type 1 society. It's a damn shame. Alright guys, I appreciate all the comments on the last videos. They've been really good and excellent. Having a lot of trouble with the comment section. They're putting a lot of comments in spam. I don't know why. They don't give me any choice to bring them out of spam. That's new too. I don't think Google likes this channel. Well, hopefully somebody somewhere will get some knowledge in their head that we are going in the wrong direction, and the world will flip around quickly. Deal with the emergencies that are at hand: war, severe environmental climate change, and endless and starvation and thirst, disease. There's so many things that we have to conquer before we can become a one-type society. So I definitely appreciate all the comments on the last videos. We're just getting some seriously good comments. I'm getting a load of bad comments on the Civil War video, and I'm not really sure why. I did not say I wanted to go to Civil War. I definitely don't want to go to Civil War. That's what this whole video is about. So maybe some of the people that keep writing libtards and all this just dumb type society stuff, do some research. Educate yourself. It can't hurt. Go back and rewatch the video. Nowhere in there. My, the storm is really pounding outside. So, it's time to go to a one-type society and lose our stupidity and our non-thinking. And I certainly appreciate all the good comments and the ups and the downs and the new subscribers. And until next time.